Diddy's ex wrapped up her testimony today after 4 grueling days on the stand.
She might have a lawsuit too.
Singer Dawn Richard testifies that Sean Diddy Combs hit Cassie Ventura with a skillet full of eggs.
You got to go back to the drugs and the alcohol, man. The drugs and the alcohol, man. And those things will make you do strange things.
What does it take to silence a courtroom? Dawn Richard's testimony about Cassie's alleged abuse at the hands of Diddy left everyone speechless. Get ready for the bombshell revelations that pulled the curtain back on an unimaginable reality.
Diddy's ex wrapped up her testimony today after 4 grueling days on the stand. The defense hit her hard during cross-examination, asking her about a stint in rehab for PTSD, a rape allegation, and asking her to read explicit text messages from over the past 15 years.
Richard accused Combs of sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and a hostile work environment by being exposed to sex trafficking and sex acts. She also alleged that she was a victim of false imprisonment. In her suit, Richard stated she was seeking compensatory and punitive damages, as well as other costs for post-traumatic stress, anxiety, and emotional suffering, and financial losses she suffered as a result of Combs' alleged behavior. Combs has denied her allegations. His lawyer told E! News in September, Mr. Combs is shocked and disappointed by this lawsuit. Richard's testimony in Combs' ongoing trial comes 8 months after she accused the rapper in a lawsuit of subjecting her to years of inhumane working conditions, which included groping, assault, and false imprisonment. The lawsuit, filed in September, obtained by E! News, stated, Mr. Combs frequently held meetings with Ms. Richard wearing only his underwear, despite Ms. Richard's protests and repeated requests for him to put on clothing. In her filing, the 41-year-old also alleged that Combs ordered her to strip down to her underwear, made demeaning remarks about her body, and entered her dressing room unannounced while she was unclothed, and touched her without her permission under the guise of showing the stylist what to do.
Dawn Richard's testimony hit the courtroom like a lightning bolt. A former member of Danity Kane, the girl group formed under Diddy's management, Dawn wasn't just a former collaborator, she was a close observer of Diddy's inner circle. Her testimony quickly became one of the most critical moments in the trial's opening week. While many expected her to share a few behind-the-scenes insights, what she revealed left the room frozen in shock. What exactly did she say about Cassie's alleged abuse that silenced the courtroom? Dawn's connection to both Diddy and Cassie wasn't purely professional, it was deeply personal. As a member of Danity Kane, she had daily interactions with Diddy and the people around him. From the outside, Diddy and Cassie's relationship looked glamorous. But Dawn's testimony painted a darker picture of what happened behind closed doors. Her words added weight to the long-standing whispers of abuse in their relationship. When Dawn took the stand, the courtroom's energy shifted. She spoke about Diddy's explosive temper, describing moments where his anger left people walking on eggshells. According to Dawn, Cassie often bore the brunt of that fury. Her testimony wasn't based on rumors, it was based on what she personally witnessed. Dawn detailed one specific incident that left the room in stunned silence. She described a heated argument during which Diddy allegedly screamed at Cassie so intensely that Cassie's physical reaction revealed the emotional toll it took on her. Dawn claimed it wasn't just yelling, it was the menacing tone and manipulation Diddy allegedly used to make Cassie feel powerless. This moment, she said, stayed with her as one of several where Cassie seemed trapped. What made Dawn's testimony even more powerful was how she delivered it. Her voice carried both anger and sorrow, as if she'd waited years to speak. Legal analysts noted that first-hand accounts like Dawn's are powerful in court. Allegations are one thing, but when a witness shares what they directly experienced, the impact is undeniable. As Dawn spoke, Diddy's reaction didn't go unnoticed. Reporters said his body language turned defensive. He appeared tense, shifted in his seat, and leaned toward his legal team. While he didn't interrupt, it was clear that her words rattled him. Her testimony chipped away at his public image and added undeniable weight to Cassie's claims. But the moment that truly struck the jury came when Dawn reportedly said she believed Cassie spent most of her time just trying to survive. Those 5 words summed up years of alleged emotional and physical abuse. The courtroom felt the weight of that statement, with many visibly shaken. Dawn's testimony was more than evidence, it was a turning point. It deepened the narrative of abuse and control and set the tone for the rest of the trial. With more witnesses expected to take the stand, including others close to both Diddy and Cassie, the courtroom is preparing for more revelations. For now, Dawn's bombshell testimony has reshaped the case and set the stage for what could be a defining trial in celebrity justice.
She witnessed, and she's saying that she witnessed a gangbang, which actually we know it as called a train. And she worked on the album, The Train to Paris. And like I heard one of the YouTube, it could be Tistel, say that we didn't know what the train to Paris meant. But now we know that the train to Paris was a train in Scotland. It wasn't a train in Paris. It was a train in Scotland. Only time I ever witnessed doing something is when 2 guys and 2 girls would go in the room. And that was just regular. And however they did it, whatever they did, that was their business. But he'd gotten bold enough whereas that he would do that in front of Dawn and other people at a poolside in Scotland. You sure it was Scotland, man?
Kennedy Kane alum Don Richard, who began working with Sean Diddy Combs while competing on his show Making the Band in 2004, took the stand after Cassie wrapped her testimony May 16th. Richard joined Combs' group Diddy Dirty Money after Kennedy Kane disbanded. While on the stand, she told jurors that she saw Combs hit Ventura with a skillet full of eggs at his Los Angeles home in 2009. Richard testified per NBC News. He came downstairs asking where his phone was, and he threw her to the ground. He attempted to kick her. She fell to the ground and went into the fetal position, literally trying to hide her head. In addition to striking Ventura with the skillet, Richard said Combs put his arm around the singer's neck and took her upstairs before she heard glass breaking. Richard added, "I was scared for her. I was scared to do anything."
The courtroom drama intensified when a bombshell piece of evidence was introduced, an audio recording featuring Cassie. In the tape, Cassie is reportedly heard threatening a Diddy associate who allegedly possessed video footage of a violent confrontation. The mood in the courtroom shifted immediately, with jurors visibly stunned. What could be so explosive that it left the room silent? This recording marked a pivotal moment in the trial. It provided a raw glimpse into the emotional chaos of Diddy and Cassie's relationship. As the audio played, Cassie's voice rang with desperation, anger, and deep emotional pain. Legal insiders described her tone as that of someone worn down by years of conflict. Her threats didn't sound calculated, they felt like the breaking point of someone trapped. According to reports, Cassie was addressing a man believed to be a close Diddy associate who had proof of a violent incident. Her voice shifted between rage and determination as she demanded the footage. The tape didn't just capture her fear, it exposed how far the toxicity extended, pulling in people from Diddy's inner circle. Why would Cassie sound so desperate? Experts say this type of behavior is common in abusive relationships. Years of manipulation and emotional strain take a toll. What might seem irrational to outsiders is often a cry for help from someone living in survival mode. One legal analyst pointed out that the tape added complexity to the case. It didn't just support claims of abuse, it also showed the psychological damage Cassie endured. The audio wasn't just about one moment, it was about a woman trying to reclaim control after being pushed to her limits. Her voice revealed not revenge, but survival. For the jury, this tape gave emotional weight to the allegations. It showed Cassie as someone trapped in a volatile relationship, responding with increasing urgency and fear that Diddy's legal team is expected to use the recording to discredit her. Their argument? That Cassie's emotional outburst proves instability. But experts warn this strategy is often used to undermine victims, especially in high-profile cases. They may also dig deeper into Cassie's past, her mental health, personal history, anything to plant doubt. Still, this tape did more than raise questions. It cracked the public image of Diddy and Cassie's relationship wide open. The courtroom didn't just hear anger, it heard years of pain and powerlessness. As the trial continues, this moment will likely be a key turning point in the jury's understanding of the toxic dynamic.
That she's going to have to bring up into the lawsuit that Diddy stopped the way that she was working and how she could work by the fact that he would change, like you just said. What she would do, bro, he would turn off her mic and don't let her sing songs or don't let her do certain things, a part of the band, when he do her sexual advancements. I don't know what to say about that, brother. All I can say is that, all of it sounds like using his power. He's using his power to get at people that works for him. And when you do that, when they bring you to court, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose if they can prove.
One text message, Cassie writes, "I'm lost without you."
We know now that she called herself Cece for Cassie Combs. We know now that she wanted to have a child with him.
Jurors also heard an audio recording where Cassie could be heard threatening to kill a Diddy associate who had video of one of her freak-offs with Diddy.
The jurors were shocked. I saw the eyebrows raised.
Cassie was asked about receiving a FaceTime from her now husband while she was having sex with Diddy.
I think they're trying to use what they can, again, to discredit her.
The defense's decision to focus on Cassie's past may have been calculated, but it backfired in unexpected ways. They brought up her time in rehab, her PTSD diagnosis, and even a past rape allegation, hoping to portray her as emotionally unstable and unreliable. But instead of damaging her credibility, they may have revealed just how deeply Cassie had been affected by trauma and control. Legal analysts argued that by highlighting her struggles, the defense only emphasized her vulnerability. Rather than discrediting her, they helped show how someone like Diddy could exploit that vulnerability to maintain control. Cassie's trauma history added context to the emotional manipulation she allegedly endured. One of the most discussed moments was the introduction of intimate text messages between Cassie and Diddy. In one message, Cassie wrote, "I'm lost without you." The defense used this to suggest emotional dependence, arguing their relationship was mutual and consensual. But trauma experts quickly countered that survivors often express attachment to abusers due to psychological manipulation. The courtroom heard these messages alongside claims that Cassie's emotional state made her an unreliable narrator. But this tactic, often used in high-profile abuse cases, carries risk. Targeting a survivor's character can easily be seen as victim-blaming. In Cassie's case, the attempt may have reinforced the exact control she said Diddy exerted. Ultimately, the defense's approach revealed more than they likely intended. By trying to dismantle Cassie's credibility, they may have strengthened the case against Diddy. Her emotional fragility didn't disprove abuse, it made the alleged manipulation even more believable.
Fortunately, we're all going to take a disgusting trip to his seedy, awful world. You know, the man has no class. He has no kindness in his dark, dark heart. And he's depraved. That's my opinion. This is a depraved, disgusting individual.
The facts are the facts, the texts are the texts, and I think that the evidence will be clear.
That Ventura had a choice and that she chose to participate in those sexual encounters.
Where she is entertaining other people in the bedroom. He enjoyed having the freak-offs.
She's being asked specifically about the drug use.
She is clearly excited about freak-off.
Aubrey O'Day is the next major figure entering the spotlight in this explosive trial. As another former member of Diddy Kane, Aubrey is stepping forward to offer her account of life under Diddy's management. The big questions now: what has she seen? What does she know? And how will her testimony shape this already staggering case? She's not alone. Several former employees of Diddy, both personal and professional, are also preparing to testify. Each new voice adds another layer to the unfolding narrative, turning isolated stories into a potentially damning pattern of behavior. Dawn Richards' testimony already stunned the courtroom. Her emotional account forced the jury to reconsider Diddy's polished public image. Now, with Aubrey expected to speak, we may get even more insight into the alleged culture of control surrounding him. Aubrey brings a unique perspective. She has first-hand experience with Diddy's demanding management style during Diddy Kane's rise. Over the years, she's been outspoken in interviews about the challenges of working under him. While she hasn't previously accused him of abuse, her willingness to speak out makes her testimony highly anticipated. That if Aubrey's statements echo or support those of Cassie and Dawn, they could strengthen the case significantly. Legal experts emphasize that consistent stories from multiple witnesses create a powerful pattern that's hard to dismiss. Additionally, the inclusion of former employees could fill in missing pieces. These are people who worked closely with Diddy. Did they see abuse? Were they instructed to cover things up? Their testimony could provide crucial context and detail. With each new witness, the defense faces mounting pressure. The more people come forward, the harder it becomes to discredit all of them. The case is no longer about individual claims, it's about a pattern. As the trial continues, the stakes grow higher. What will Aubrey reveal? Could her words be the next bombshell? One thing is clear: this case is far from over.